All artwork created in this video is copyright LeilaniJoy. Artwork may not be reproduced without the written consent of the artist. All rights reserved. Hello everyone and welcome to a special Christmas episode of Art Nouveau with your host LeilaniJoy. This is my video art blog where I document my creative process and give you guys some tips and tricks along the way. As you can see, I am broadcasting actually from my parents' house. It's Christmas time here. We have the little Christmas tree back there, and they actually had a mug for me with my middle name on it. How do you like that? Joy, right there. Anyway, I have a special episode for you guys today. I recently found out that Hint Mint, a company that makes these beautiful designer and artist-featured mint tins, is doing a holiday competition for art that's themed by their mint logo and also holiday and Christmas themes. And I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to do even if I don't win. But the winner could potentially win 5 of Audrey Kawasaki's limited edition series of mint tins, which would be awesome to own. And the person that gets the most likes on their fan page actually wins an original Audrey Kawasaki drawing, which I would probably faint if I owned. But anyway, I thought this was a good jumping off point to do a piece inspired by their contest and by sort of the themes of mint, peppermints, and Christmas, and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what's rolling around in my head. And I will show you some of my inspirations, and then we'll get started on a new piece. So it just so happens that mint green and aqua are like my favorite colors ever, and I thought that that would be really fitting for a mint-themed piece. I also want to incorporate the theme of peppermint candies. I really like the pinwheel shape, and I think that would give it kind of a holiday Christmas feel to it. Finally, I thought I'd add sort of an animal companion that fit the wintry Christmas theme. And one of my favorite animals ever are baby seal pups. I think they are the cutest things on this earth. And as a kid, I was actually kind of obsessed with them. I had tons of plush seals, and kids at school used to laugh at me and call me Seal Girl. But anyway, that is what I'm thinking for this piece. So I'm going to do a few sketches and then we'll start painting. So again, I'm painting with acrylic paint on my masonite board here, and I want to get a nice even gradient in my background. A lot of people ask me for tips on how to do this, and to be honest, it's a little tricky, so be patient with yourself. But my biggest advice is to paint quickly and keep your brush nice and wet. Don't worry about it being too perfect the first coat that you do, because I usually do several layers of paint before I get the gradient that I'm happy with. Now once I'm happy with my background, I'm going to let this dry thoroughly and start working on the drawing for my painting. Now with my drawing done and my board completely dry, I'm going to add a nice thick layer of matte medium over the entire background to protect the layer of paint that I have already down so that when I draw on top of it, I won't scratch it or ruin it. I also have another reason for doing this, which I'll explain later. Once the matte medium is completely dry, make sure it's not sticky at all, then I'm going to use the Surreal transfer paper underneath my drawing on tracing paper and transfer it to the board. Now I want to tell you guys a little tip here because the Surreal tends to be very messy and smudgy, so you'll notice that I try to rest my fingers on my hand on areas that I know I'm going to paint dark. You'll see what I mean when I lift the transfer paper off. See how there's little areas where the Surreal has rubbed onto the painting? Now these are kind of difficult to erase with just an eraser, you'll see. But you can remove it with some rubbing alcohol very gently on a little piece of tissue or on a Q-tip. And this is one of the reasons why I put the matte medium over my background layer, because if anything gets wiped away, it'll just be a little bit of the matte medium and not ruin your background. But do it very gently, because the rubbing alcohol will remove acrylic if you push too hard, and it will ruin your background. If you're going to paint over areas, then it doesn't really matter that you have the smudges, so I don't worry about it too much unless it's on my background where I'm not going to be painting over it. So when you're ready, make sure that all the rubbing alcohol you used is completely dry, and then add a layer of fixative. You can use workable or permanent, it doesn't really matter. I just happen to have workable. But you can spray that over the pencil drawing to make sure it doesn't smudge and mix with your acrylic paint, because that'll get muddy. Once that's dry, then you can start painting on top of the drawing. So something I want to share with you about my painting technique. Sometimes you see a painting and it's very overwhelming and you're like, how could that person ever get that amount of detail? But the way I paint is large to small, so I block in large shapes before I do anything else instead of focusing on one area and working it all the way to full detail. So think of it as cutting big chunks of paper, if you will, and then layering and layering on top of that. That might be helpful for you if you have to tackle something a little bit more detailed. Okay, you guys, well, I'm almost finished with my mint-themed piece, and before I show you guys how she came out, I just want to share a few of my favorite Christmas gifts I got this year. First of all, one of my favorites is this little plushie owl that my mom got me. I have this addiction to plushies. I probably have way too many for an adult woman to have, but I don't care because I like cuteness around me. I also got these sweet climbing shoes from my boyfriend. Thank you, honey. I love them. I'm really getting into rock climbing lately. It's kind of my outlet for stress and everything. I highly recommend it if you're into cool, like, earthy athletics. But probably one of my favorite gifts that I got is this really sweet serving platter that looks like a paint palette with paint on it. My mom and dad found this for me, and I totally adore it. I mean, not that I serve food that often, but when I do, I'm going to be using this thing because it's so cool. I might just hang it on the wall as art because it's so sweet. I also want to show you guys this incredible gift I got from a fan who's also an artist named Alan Aquino, and he did this beautiful portrait of me out of watercolor, and I'm so impressed by it. It's so gorgeous, and I'm honored to have received this as a gift. So thank you so much, Alan. It really means a lot to me, and I will put your website right there so you guys can check out Alan's other work. He's a really awesome artist, and he does portraits, so email him for his rates and for commissions and stuff. I guess I'll end with showing you guys a cute picture of me on Christmas as a kid. Look at this. Yeah, see, these are the things you find when you come home from your parents' house. See, I'm so cute. I still had bangs. I think I've never not had bangs. I would just feel weird without them. All right, anyways, so that's the Christmas special here on Art Nouveau, and I'm going to show you how my finished piece came out. There will be prints available, of course, in my Etsy shop right here. And to all of you that found some LeilaniJoy art under your Christmas tree this year, I hope you loved it, and I'd love to see a picture of what you got, so send it to me on Instagram or Facebook or tweet it to me, and you will talk your parents or friends to shop with me again soon. Okay, you guys, so that's it for me on this episode. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you like how the piece came out. I certainly hope Hint Mint likes how it comes out. And don't forget to get your contest entries in because the contest is ending very soon on January 5th. I've already gotten so many incredible entries, like this is the best you guys have ever done, so I cannot believe I'm ever going to pick one, let alone 3. They're just amazing. So thank you guys for entering and putting so much hard work into this. I'm completely impressed, and I can't wait to see some more, so keep those coming. You can find the full rules on artnouveau.com or on my Facebook fan page. If you haven't started yet, you better hurry up. And all right, so I guess I'm done here, and I'll see you guys next time.